here we all are contemplating a whole new era in our lives. And the people who were living those years of adulthood 2, second adulthood, Act 3, different names for it, now are pioneering a part of life that did not ever exist before. We're making it up as we go along, which is very exciting. You know, when the millennium turned, there was a lot of discussion about longevity. And a lot of people said, you mean I'm going to be old for an extra 30 years? Yeah. Right? No. We haven't added extra years on old age. What we have done by cultural developments, medicine, and so on, is to insert a new period of the life cycle before old age. And that's the new. Think of it as exploring a new continent where there's an extraordinary opportunity to build, to get things right, finally. Well, I was thinking about some of the people that I admire. I didn't want to start out by mentioning Rosa Parks, you know. She triggered the civil rights movement by demonstrating that you can be an activist and sit down. So I'm on her side, but I'll work on the exercise, Jane. But no, there's a conversation that my friends keep having. What are you going to be when you grow up? And actually, I've decided that when I grow up, I'm going to be a little old lady in tennis shoes. Anybody recognize that phrase? That's what people used to say about Rachel Carson when they wanted to dismiss the environmental movement. Wow. Yeah. And if there's one thing we should all be working on, it's preserving our environment in tennis shoes. The tennis shoes have changed over time. I want to tell you why women are going to take the lead on this. There's a couple of good reasons for it. One is, you know, menopause is a problem, but you do get feistier. And I was thinking about not only Rachel Carson, you know, she wrote her book at 55, Betty Friedan, 58, and Maggie Kuhn, who founded the Grey Panthers, was 66. So this is the time to get started on stuff. It's not the end. But there's a couple of other reasons. You know, around the world, even societies that really limit the activities of women very often open up to them as they get older. Our society, with its ageism, is very unusual. But right now, women entering adulthood 2, second adulthood, include large numbers who remember the 60s and the 70s, who have been activists at some point in their lives, and who, in the beginning years of feminism, had to rethink, who am I, what do I want? What am I going to do with my life? Had to liberate themselves from stereotypes. We have to liberate ourselves from stereotypes of aging. You've heard people say, I'll put it, I'm 72. Well, I'm 72, but I don't feel 72, or 60, or 80, or whatever it is, right? You hear it all the time. And all it means is, I've been on the planet for that many years, and I realized that the stereotypes that I internalized over the decades are out of date. They're obsolete. And of course, if people told the truth, they would say, well, I'm 72, but I don't feel 72 most of the time. Sometimes I do. Okay, so I believe that in this period, when we have the accrued wisdom of a lifetime and are still active, we can play critical roles in meeting human problems. One of the biggest problems in this country is short-term solutions. Getting ahead of the next electoral cycle, the quarterly report. Every foreign adventure traumatizes children who will hate us 50 years from now. What I would like to see is basically what Maggie Kuhn invented, the notion of older adults, especially women, as advocates for peace and justice for the future and future generations. We're not advocating for our entitlements. Got to try and keep them. They're important. They free us to work for other things. But the world of the next generation and the generation after, sustainable, peaceful, just, for my great-grandchildren, whom I will never see. And meanwhile, we've got to worry about next year and the year after that. So we do have to think about the future. We have to think, it's a different perspective. It's long-term, it's global. I don't have to solve everything, but we all need to worry about it and think about it. Do something about those short-term decisions. We have to assess, look backwards. Life review is very important. What do I care passionately about that I'm willing to work on at this time of my life? What are my unique skills and knowledge that I can contribute to that work? Who are my allies? A lot of them are people my age, people that have been through other liberation movements. Hey, but you know the kids are the most important allies that we have. They've played a huge role in this country, particularly in environmentalism. Alliances with college kids, high school kids, kindergarten kids. After all, it's their future we're worrying about. Freud was once asked, what makes a good life? And the answer he gave was Leben und Arbeiten, love, to love and to work. Here we are, going through this huge change, facing major psychological growth challenges. We have to rethink who we are. All of our love relationships take new shapes. And lastly, what do we care about? Where are we going to put our time, our effort, our skills, our passion? It's as if this added longevity is maybe the major source of hope that we have in the world at this time. Because middle-aged people, people in their 40s and 50s and so on, they're overly busy. They have to deal with the short term. Somebody all of us need to be impassioned advocates for a positive future. So go for it.